And the one wire that you see remaining is from the solenoid. You can pull that up through the bottom of the gun if you'd like. Just be very gentle with it. Be careful it doesn't get snagged on anything. Pull it out, and you can see that it kind of goes up and underneath. Now you need to remove your solenoid cover. This comes out very easily. Just one screw in the very top of the gun, 2.5 millimeters. It's a little set screw as well, so you need to be careful you don't lose that. That's the biggest of all the set screws on the gun, in case you get confused. Then the back cover just slides right off. Set that aside, and now your solenoid is exposed. This comes off very easily. Just kind of grab a hold of it and gently wiggle it. It comes right out. From here, you just need to be careful that you don't damage the gasket or remove it and put it on backwards, because that will make your gun not work right. You can set your Noid aside, probably somewhere by where you put your board and your eye covers, as they are quite fragile. And solenoids cost about $100 to replace. So from here the gun is broken down fairly well. The next part of this video is going to be on how to remove the RAM assembly in the back, the valve assembly, and the LPR assembly. Okay, so let's start with the front of the gun. You can really see the 3-tube stack design. Barrel and breech area, LPR side, and your valve side. Doesn't really matter which one you take off first. Let's go with take the LPR cap off first. And once you get these two end caps off, you're going to see that there's a difference in how they're constructed. The side that covers the LPR is going to be fairly thin and flat on the inside face. Set that down. Inside you can see the LPR right in here. And on the valve side, the end cap is going to be conical. And it will also have a little hole in the front. Conical in shape, and that is for the valve side. The reason for the hole in the middle, so you can use the guide and the valve pin. Set that aside. Now I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, you can see it. We have both the LPR and the valve exposed now. So let's go to the back of the gun. In order to remove the RAM assembly, the valve, and the LPR, you're going to see 3 pins on the bottom of the gun. The first one being right here towards the back of the gun. That holds your RAM assembly in. The second pin is going to be in the middle of the gun, right behind your eye covers. That holds in the valve. And the first is going to be right up towards the front of the gun, and that holds in your LPR. To get those out, very simple. You just take your locking pliers, remove one, set it down, remove 2, set it down, and remove 3, set it down. Set those aside. And from here you should be able to remove your LPR. Your breech knob, your breech knob should just be able to pull off. It's held in with a little set screw. You might have to loosen it up. That exposes something you can tug on. Just once again, take your locking pliers, lock around that knob, and pull. and you should have your LPR assembly. It could be a different color depending on what model Angel you have. I know some of the older LEDs had an all black one, some of them had a blue one, LCDs had a blue one. The overall assembly of these guns is fairly similar, especially once you get into the 05 speeds and up. Like I said at the beginning, this is a particular model as a G7. So I like to wipe down the RAM assembly, get all the crud and grime that might have built up on it off. Make sure that this O-ring on the shaft is not damaged in any way. Unfortunately, the way that WDP designed these rams are non-serviceable due to the way they were manufactured, and if that O-ring is damaged, you might need to purchase a new ram. So set that aside for now, and we'll take care of that when we reassemble. Now you can see the valve from both sides of the gun. To remove the valve, you need to push from the rear of the gun. There's a little metal insert that makes it so it can only move one way. For this, I like to use just a pen. It's really the only thing I know that'll get down in there with ease. It's quite simple. Once you remove that retaining pin, you just push the pen, and you'll see the valve will pop right out. Make sure you take the pen out. Here's the valve. Set that aside. We'll clean it off later. And now for the LPR side. Once same thing, take a pen, stick it through the back of the gun, and just push. And you will see your LPR. Be careful, it has two pieces on it and a bunch of shims. Once you get it somewhere where you can grip it, just pop it out. And you have your LPR assembly. And after you take that out, you have a disassembled paintball marker. Like I said, the video took about a half an hour to talk everyone through it, but when it's all said and done, you should be able to do this in much faster of a time. So this that's LTHG, and that's how I disassemble my guns.